Hi friends, welcome to another video of Codelligent. This is a continuation of the LINQ series which we are having. So if you are new here, do check out the part 1 of this where we have explained the basic LINQ and some basic operators which we are using in LINQ. So from here onwards it will be a continuation for the part 1. So now let's see what is an order by operator. Order by operator is used for ordering the data based on some property. So what exactly it is, for example, if there is books, which is a collection of book objects, so we can say dot order by, and using lambda expression we can say b operator, lambda operator, b dot price. So nothing but we are telling that this list should be ordered based on b dot price. So the output of this will be again a new list, and which will be having the book object itself, but it will be ordered based on price. So again here we are using lambda operator. So if you are not comfortable with lambda operator or you are not aware of lambda operator, do check out our other video related to lambda expressions. And there is another method which is provided, that is order by descending. So this order by default orders in an ascending order of price, whereas if you want it in a descending order, you can use order by descending and the same property. So the same thing we can write it in query based syntax this way, wherein we say from B in books order by b dot price, and then a select what you want to select from this list. So again, if we are selecting B, that means you will be returning the book object itself. So as I have said previously in the part 1 also, that any statement which you are writing in query based syntax should end with select or group. So you cannot end after the order by, whereas in the method based syntax it is allowed. So again here, if you want the ordering to be in descending, then you have to use order by b dot price and the keyword descending. So again, if you might have requirement like you want to order it again and again, like first time you want to order it maybe with the price, but again if the price is same for two books, in what order it should arrange that. So for that there is an option of having multiple order bys, wherein the first order by whatever the output the first order by gives, you can apply the second order by on top of that. So but in method based syntax you cannot use again one more order by. Instead there is a method called ThenBy. So you will have to use books dot order by b dot price. So it will first order it based on the price. So if at all there are 2-3 books which are of same price and you want to order them based on the available quantity, then you have to extend this by saying dot then by b dot quantity. So first it will order by based on price, and if the prices are same, out of that set it will be ordering it based on the quantity which are available. So the same thing you can write it in query based syntax much easier, like there is no then by keyword or anything here. You just have to say from B in books order by b dot price, comma whatever is the second property you want to order it. So you can say b dot price comma quantity, and if at all again after this the quantity also is same for the some set, then you can say comma b dot name, you want to order it on the name, whatever ways. So in this query based syntax you can just put commas and keep putting your properties in which order you want to order it, whereas in the method based syntax you have to first use order by and then continuously you can use then by. So let's see in code how it works. So again, I am in Visual Studio and this is the console application. So as I have shown in the part 1, I am using the same book database and the set of books which I have already created. So here we have a collection of books. So now I will define where one variable called data, and I want to order this based on the price. So I will say books dot order by and the lambda expression. So b is the variable and lambda operator b dot, I want to order it based on price. So now I'll just print this and see how the output comes. So for each where item in data, and I will have a console.writeLine. So maybe I can print both the name and the price so that you can see it is getting ordered. So here it is item dot name, and I will print the price as well. So item dot price. So now when we run this, you can see it's ordered in the price. So 180, 250, 350, 600, 800, 800 and 1100. So this is now ordered based on price. And if you want to write the same thing in the query based syntax, so that will be var data equal to from b in books order by b dot, again that will be the property, that is b dot price, then select and what you want to select. So I will be selecting the whole book object, so I can say select b, and the print statement remains the same. So now you run it, it is again in the same order. But here you will notice like there are two books which are having the same price, so 800, 800. So you can decide in these kind of sets what should be the next criteria for ordering. So maybe I want to order it based on the name. So here if you see till this character it is same, and here it is S and H. So ideally when we are doing ascending order, the H should come up and the S should come next. So maybe that will be our second condition. So in the query based syntax you just have to put comma and you can mention the second property on based on which you want to order it. So I'll say b dot name. So in this situation first it will order it based on price, and whatever output is returned, that is again a list. In that, if at all any two data is having the same price, then it will apply us ordering based on the name. Let's see the output of this. So now you can see the two values, two books which are having same price is ordered based on the alphabets which are there in the names. So if you want to do the same thing using method based syntax, so that will be like we are having already a order by clause. After this you have to say then by. So multiple order bys are not allowed. So if at all you use order by, I mean it is not restricted, you can use order by, but then the first order by will be ignored and only the second order by will come into effect. So if you don't want that, then you must use then by, and here again you will have to use the lambda expression and you will specify which property you want to order with. So now this statement is equivalent of this statement, and let's see the output. Again the output will be same. So these two books are having the same price and it is ordered. So anytime if you want to change the order, maybe you can have order by descending here, or if it is a query based syntax, after this order by you can just specify descending keyword. So then the whole order will be in descending order. So for example, now you can see the costliest book is on the top and then it goes down, but again the H and S is in that order because for our then by clause we have not used then by descending, so it is still in the ascending order. So this is how you use order by clause. Now let's try to understand what exactly is a group by operator. Group by operator is used for grouping the data. You might have multiple criterias based on which you can group your data. For example, if we have a list of books, maybe we can have multiple books by the same author, and you have a requirement wherein you want to group them based on the author. So then you can use books dot group by, and inside that the lambda expression b is a variable, lambda operator b dot author. So now this books list will be grouped based on author. But in this, unlike other operators which we have seen till now, the output will not be that simple. The output will be again a list, but in that list you will have a different set of data which is grouped. It will be a key value kind of data which you get output, and the key will be the property which you have specified here to group it, and the value will be the books object matching with that particular keyword. So we will see the detail in the code. Meanwhile, first you will see how the same thing can be written in the query based syntax. Here we will say from B in books, group B, that is the book, we have to specify what you want to group, and then by keyword and the property using which you want to group it. So the syntax is slightly different from the method based syntax. So this you need to make sure, like because this is slightly different from other operators, wherein the group by is the method which you use in method based syntax, whereas in the query based syntax it is split into two parts. So group what you want to group and by using which property you want to group. So let's see an example in the code. So here I have the books collection already. So what I will do is I'll define one variable var data, and I want to group them based on author. So I'll say books dot group by, and here I'll specify b dot author. So here when you see the output is of I enumerable I grouping of string comma book. So the string is nothing but the key, that is the author name, and again you will see it is a book object which is there. So again when you use this for printing, like for example if I show you as I'll try to print this, so that will be data, and here I will have console.writeLine. So if I say item dot, now you can see there is a key, and then there will be a set of books associated with this key. So if you want to just print this key, now if you run this, you will see it has been grouped based on the author. But again it's difficult now to print the data which is there, because again that will be a collection internally. So for such situations there is a feature provided in GroupBy, which is nothing but grouped data can be created into a different list based on whatever property you want to extract from the grouped data. So how you will do it is books.groupby and the property based on which you want to group. So this much remains the same. After that you can specify a select statement. So you can say dot select, and this will be a new variable. So this variable will contain the group data already which is grouped, and there you can say new, and you are creating a new type. This we have seen already in the select operator when we tried the select operator, and there you can specify your own type, where like author, which is nothing but group.key. So this data which is grouped will have a key value pair. So key is nothing but specified by the property key. And next I want to just group the data which is grouped based on author, and I want to see how many counts of books are there under each author. So I want to say book count, and I can say g dot count. So again count is an extension method which is provided by LINQ, and the same thing you can achieve in a query based syntax by saying the same from b in books group b by b dot author into keyword and the variable name which you want to use. So here you have defined the variable inside the select operator. Here you will have to specify into keyword and specify the variable. Now you will say select new, and this variable which you have declared will be available into this select. Now you will say author equal to g dot key and book count equal to g dot count. So this remains the same. So only difference here comes is the into keyword which is introduced for the group by. So now let's see how we can do it here in the code. So this author I want to do a select, and in the select I will say some variable, maybe g, and I will create a new type, and in this first thing I want to create a property called author, and if you say g dot, you can see there is a property called key available. So this is nothing but the key based on which this group is available. And next I want to see the book count, so that you will say the group dot count. So this will fetch you the count which is available in each group. So now when you are looping through this, I want to print the key and the count. So now since the key is not available, because the key will be available only if you return from here, now you have changed that and you are returning a list which contains author and book count. So now if you see here, the moment you say item dot, you will see author and book count available. So I'll say author, and I will print the count as well, item dot book count. And now when you run this, you can see it is grouped based on the author, and you can see the count of books under each author. So again this is in different order, like 2 1 2 1. If you want to order it, here you can just append it with order by, and again you can use your order by clause. So there is no restriction of mixing these kind of operators. So we will say b dot, now you have the book count here, and you will just order it based on the count. So now you see it is ordered based on the counts which are available in the groups. So I'll remove this order for now, and we will see how we can do this using the query based syntax. So we will say var data is equal to from b in books. So till here it remains same. Then we will say group b by which property. So we will say b dot author. Then we will say assign this into a new variable. So that is maybe g or whatever name you want to give, say maybe gb. And on this you want to do a select, and in the select you want to create a new type, and the new type will have two property. One is maybe the author, that is nothing but our gb dot key, and another one is the book count. So here you can say gb dot count. So that's it. So now this returns you the same output which you got from here. So when you run it, you get the same output. So this is how you use a group by clause. So you can play with this in multiple ways, like you can group it based on the names. Like for example, if at all you don't want the count, you want to extract the book names. So I'll just comment this for now, and let's see the method based way. So instead of having g dot count, you want to have the books. So I will create books, and here I will say g dot select, and in the select again I will have to say some variable, maybe a book, and here you can say book dot. Now you can see all the individual books properties. So in this group you had a key which is nothing but author. For each key you had multiple books. So when you say dot select, you are now looping into the list of those books. So now you can say the book name, and that's it. So now you have created a new list which is having a key value pair. The key is nothing but author, and the value is nothing but again a list of book names. So if you want to print this and see, now I will say I will have to loop it multiple times. So now first we will print the author, maybe here, and then again we'll have to loop in the var book in item dot books. So since now books is also an IEnumerable type, that is internally it is a list type. So now we'll have to loop through this, and here I will do a console.writeLine, and maybe just to make a small difference I will give two spaces so that it is under one author, and here I can say book. So book is again a string type, that is nothing but book name. So now this if you print, you will get the group data. So you can see one author, two books under it, and another author, one book under him, then again one more author and two books under him. So this is how you can group the data. And if you don't want only the book name, you want the complete book, then you can just say the g dot select here and say return the book itself. So now if you see here, you will get the complete book object itself. So if you want to print here book dot maybe name, and if you want to print the price as well, so you can say book dot price. So now this when you run it, now you can see the author, the book name and the price. So this is how you can play with the group by. So until now you have seen the where clause, order by clause, select clause, group by clause. So if you want to mix them all together, that is also possible. So for example, I will change this code, maybe I'll remove this code first so that it is clear, and I will try to mix all the data, like all the clauses. So first I will say books dot where maybe I'll first list down all the cheap books, so maybe I'll have where b dot price, which is less than maybe 1000 rupees. So as you remember, like there is one book which is more than 1100, so that we will be removing. And out of this list what we get, we will say group by, and here what we will group by is b dot author. So based on group, based on author we will group it. Now we will say select, and here we will say grouped item, and here we will create a new type which will have again the same which we did, like author, and the author will have the value from the key, and maybe the list of all the books, or maybe only the names we can take it. So like books equal to gb dot select, and from each book we'll extract only the book dot name, and whatever output we get, on that we will say order by. So here we will order it maybe some other variable, so I'll say t dot, I want to order it based on author name. So now when you print this, maybe I'll change this code here slightly, so because since we don't have the book name and price, we have only the book name. And now when you run this, now you can see one author is removed. On top of that you can see it is already grouped, and on top of that you can see the name of the author is in an ascending order. So this is how you mix the multiple clauses, like we have mixed where clause, group by clause, select clause, order by clause. So this is how you can mix it. So the same thing you can achieve it in query based syntax as well. And finally these are few useful operators which will be helpful when you are dealing with LINQ. So first one is single. So this method will look for one item matching the condition which you pass in these parameters, and if at all it is not found, or it is found more than one matching, then it will throw an exception. And there is another method called single or default. So it works same like single. The only difference is it doesn't throw any exception when it is not found, or it finds more than that, and if at all it has not found, it will just return the default value. Like that we have first or default, which looks for the first item matching for the condition, and same like that we have last or default, which looks for a last item matching the same condition. And we have some aggregate operators like min, max, average, sum and count. So min looks for the minimum of the list. If it is a numeric list, it will just take out the minimum of that, or if it is a list of objects, then you, on the parameters, you have to specify the predicate, that is nothing but your lambda expression, to tell based on which property you want to get the minimum. And similarly the max, which gets the maximum, average gets the average of the all the list, sum gets the list of sum of all the numeric elements or the property which you mention, and finally the count, which gives you the list count. Actually, if you specify the numeric, if it is a numeric elements list, it will directly give the count, or you have to specify the condition. So in the condition you will have to specify a predicate, that is nothing but a lambda expression which returns a boolean type. So this we have already seen in one of the examples wherein we were getting the count of books. So I hope the operators are clear. So based on these operators we will look into more details wherein we can play with lot of joins and all, but you should be thorough with these operators to get into that. Thank you.